Well, you're looking at the winner of today's game show.
Not like last time, right?
Definitely not going to be like last time.
Okay, well where is the game show?
Oh, it's right here. Ask me a question.
What? Let me like take a wide angle of this. This is it so far? It's like past 7.
Yeah.
And this is everybody that's here? I don't want to fall in the ocean.
Yeah, right.
I've been trying. I missed about 3 buses trying to get down there.
Okay, hey there, hello everybody, and welcome to Hempology 101. Right on, and
How's it going?
I guess in some ways, more importantly for some of us, welcome to our tournament, our new game show. Our new game show titled Reach for the Pot. And tonight we're in our tournament. We're just into our second game of the quarterfinals. And we're hopefully going to be doing it here on the Inner Causeway. If we do have to move, we may just end up moving back to the Ministry of Health. There aren't a lot of great options in town here to do this, but I'm really hoping that we can have this event for the next 6 weeks now to the championship happen here on the Inner Causeway. And we're really looking forward to seeing the winning team in that. And we've been a little bit late tonight. One of our contestants, Shorty, in fact, surprisingly hasn't shown up. So we've had a few substitutes brought into the game, and I think with that, we're pretty much ready to go because we're late. So if we could have the contestants for Odin and Anthony's team to come up here, please, and we'll get on with the game. So to give people an idea of what the various prizes are, we've got a lot of fertilizer. We've got a Hempology 101 t-shirt and a necklace to give out to the winning team.
That always has a lot of fertilizer.
We're giving out Cannabons to be sure, but the biggest prize for the winning team is going to be 4 small bongs, just like that one there, except they will have written on them, Reach for the Pot Champs 2005, and your personal name, the 4 team players, will be written on those bongs. So you get a private trophy bong for being on the winning team. So we've got 8 great teams. Last week, Gail's team survived, and this week we have the Fatty Bombaddy. No, wait. Uh-oh.
Read it!
Well, Boom Bomb, isn't that Bomb? No. Boom Batty, okay.
I told you wouldn't get it right.
Okay, well you couldn't spell it, so I can't say it. It wasn't the first time, and you know it. Wait. Okay, well we'll bring out your special team member in a minute. Okay, so what was your name over here, your team?
It's supposed to look like it's going
team name?
Chronic Causeway.
Chronic, oh boy, Chronic Causeway Crew.
Louder!
Yeah, this game show really changes.
6 years ago, this was like...
And gonna say we've had to get a couple of substitutes in here for the game, and
Odin.
yeah, you may have to try and hold these up. We'll get better stands next week. I think Walbrand gave me a good idea how to make it better. So I guess we have one surprise weapon on Odin's team over here. And do you want to introduce your new adversary? Okay, here.
Simply put, her name is Jen.
Okay, come on up, Jen. Give it. We've, for those who haven't caught on yet, we have a couple here, Jen and Anthony, taking on each other. So we're really hoping that everyone will be able to remain friends in the morning, no matter who wins. But we're going to have a really great contest here tonight in Reach for the Pot. And last week was our first quarterfinal, but I made the questions really, really tough. So this week I thought to start out at least with one sort of simple or easier question that they'll be able to figure out, but it's only worth 15 points. So it's not a 20-point question. Normally, without any hints, the first question in our game show, or any question, is worth 20 points. But tonight's, again, I want to start out giving somebody some points and get them out of the game, or out of the gate with some points here. And the question then is, for 15 points, how many times since we started to play Reach for the Pot have we not played the game on a Wednesday night? We've been playing Reach for the Pot since December, and oh, we had a clap here. So how many times has it been?
None.
None. No, there's been a few nights where we haven't played Reach for the Pot on a Wednesday night. So got to keep it to yourselves if you know over there. So the answer of 0 is not true. There have been some nights where we haven't played. Both teams, I think, know the rules. Now, this team gets a free guess here, but you have to clap. I forgot to go over all the rules for you. But how many times have we not played Hempology on a Wednesday night? What's your guess?
Lucky number 4.
4. No, it's not 4 either. And it's not lucky there tonight. As I said, or should have said, the teams get a first guess with the first clap, usually for 20 points, and you don't lose points for not guessing. And as soon as you clap, you have to give an answer. And now for 10 points, I should be giving out a few hints how many times we haven't played. But there's been a few different times. I can say for sure that we don't play Reach for the Pot when we go Hotbox City Hall, and or New Year's, or when we do our cannabis caroling, which is usually the Wednesday before Christmas. We have a bunch of pot songs about cannabis made up that we go sing around Victoria, and we hotbox a few government buildings. And then the following week after that, around New Year's, we bring in the new year by hotboxing City Hall, or sorry, the courthouse. So those 2 evenings, we won't be playing Reach for the Pot any year, that's for sure, and we didn't this year either. But other than that, we played it quite a bit, not quite every week. But certainly those 2 weeks for sure. No. Oh, sorry. No. Okay, yeah. But here, you got 10 points. You guys both get a guess here. The first one to try to guess. It's not 0 or 4. Oh, Anthony thinks he knows. How many?
3.
3. No, it's not 3. So that means there's been more than those 2 times. And the other one, what's your guess over here, Odin?
Next one's going to be number 6.
Number 6. Wow, I got him stumped. I thought I had an easy question for 15 points, but not quite. We're down to 5 points, multiple choice. So if you think you know, don't give up the answer. So the possibilities are... oh, yeah, I guess... this might not be too hard. Sorry, all the contestants are full tonight. We've got 2 full teams. Sorry. So yeah, you can watch, that's for sure. But so the 4 possibilities here are 5, 7, 8, or 9. If you think you know, keep it to yourselves. But it's either 5, 7, 8, or 9 times. We haven't played this every single Wednesday since we started in December. So I'm going to get a guess from over here. What do you guys think? Yeah, they both finally guessed 5, and that is the answer. We haven't played 5 times. We had our 500th anniversary, and we just marched around town smoking pot. And there was one night where I just couldn't get enough contestants to play, and so we didn't play that night. And so I decided to skip a night after that. And from now on, I think we'll have the contests every other night instead of every week. So that's the answer. Both teams get 5 points. and we're looking like we're going to have a very close game tonight. Okay, yeah, you can probably see the scene up there. So,
Win.
the next question then, for 20 points, is what is the name of the company formed by Wendy Little and Eric Nash, who live in the Cowichan Valley and have a legal organic medical marijuana grow-up going? In fact, I won't let you move it right now, but that book there, Sell Marijuana Legally, is printed by this company up island that grows and sells organic marijuana to people that have Health Canada regulations. And it's only a small number of people. Health Canada's regulations are very restrictive. They don't allow people to grow for more than 2 individuals, and they don't allow more than 2 people to sort of combine their grow-ops at the same spot. So really you can only have 4 sort of personal licenses to grow pot at any one address. And so it's really tough to make money at it. And it's really tough to come up with the answer. If we don't get any hits, we might just jump straight to multiple choice here. Or, I mean, if we don't... yeah, what's the company called? Oh, we have a guest over here.
British Columbia Buyers.
No, it's not the British Columbia Buyers Club. In fact, as far as I know, we and our other sort of sister club on the West Coast or the East Coast are the only 2 that use Buyers Club in their names. So you guys can get a guess over here for 20 points, and then I think we'll go straight to multiple choice. But okay, we'll go straight to multiple choice. So this couple formed a company up in the Cowichan Valley. Their names are Wendy Little and Eric Nash. And the name of that company is either Island Harvest, Organics Incorporated, Island Organics, or Organic Harvest. Oh, wait, if you keep it to yourselves if you think you know. You guys clap, so you guys get to think for a minute, and I'll repeat the question for you. Okay, you guys, what do you think? Okay, if you think you know and you're on the team, you should keep it to yourself. You guys might have got 5 points, but I think they overheard it there. It is indeed Island Harvest. So we got a close game here, and it's 10 points, 10 points. That was a really tough question, though. So the next one is also a little bit of a trick question here. This will see how much you know in school. Cannabis takes 3 different nutrients to grow: nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. For 20 points, spell phosphorus. Okay, this team gets to try first here. What do you think it is?
P-H-O-S. P-H-O-R-O-U-S.
20 points, there it is. He jumped right on it. Didn't even need to give anybody else a second chance. Well, that guy did well in his chemistry class. So there we go. Anthony's team, the Chronic Causeway crew, has jumped out into a significant lead in this very tight race. So we're on to question number 4 here. And question number 4 is about the different stores around. And there's lots of different head shops and hemp stores that sell all sorts of things, you know, books and paraphernalia. And they're always changing and coming and going. Tonight's question for 20 points. What head shop, not hemp shop, what head shop has 2 locations on Vancouver Island? What head shop has 2 store locations on Vancouver Island for 20 points? It's really fun seeing all these various cannabis culture stores that are around now, not just here on the island, but around Canada. I'm not allowed in any other country. certainly Vancouver is really, you could say, leading the way with the variety and strength of the various cannabis coffee shops and cultures. But Odin thinks he knows which chain of head shops is on Vancouver Island.
Do I get rid of it, Sacred Herb?
Sacred Herb, no, but it was a multiple choice question or answer, so nice try. But Anthony's team could take a huge lead here if they take a stab at this and for 20 points come up with the head shop, the cannabis culture store that has 2 locations on Vancouver Island. We gotta move things along here. But while you're thinking, one of our sponsors for the game show is Advanced Nutrients, a fertilizer company in the Lower Mainland who just a few years ago really got on board with medical marijuana and is donating fertilizer to the Cannabis Buyers Club to give to its members, and is also helping a lot of other people grow medical marijuana with fertilizers and other expertise through their company in Abbotsford. And we're really certainly happy to have them as one of our sponsors, and the winning team will get hundreds of dollars of fertilizer, hundreds of dollars worth of fertilizer to take home and use on their cannabis plants or other plants in the garden, because obviously they will work for more than just pot, but that's what they're made for. So what's your guess here, guys? What head shop has 2 locations? Do we have a guess? We don't have a guess. Okay. So you guys gonna have one more guess then for even 10 points over here? They've already had their guess for 20, but if you don't have a guess for 20, you don't have a guess for 10. So they get one more guess possibility over here, and then we're to multiple choice. The hemp store. No, not the hemp store. Okay, so I gotta come up with one more option in here. No, just one, the Sacred Herb. Sorry, as a game show host, I don't quite have my producer ready with other options all the time. So, okay. The question then is, what head shop has 2 locations on Vancouver Island? So, is it Fiber Options? Is it the Marijuana Party Store? Is it Coast Hemp? Or is it Ahead of the Times? Which cannabis culture head shop? Okay, you guys get your guess, and then you guys now try and keep the guess secret. It could make a difference. So, do you guys have your guess here ready? Okay. Seems like they're going to tie a lot on the multiple choice. They both guessed it was Ahead of the Times. I believe their one store is in Duncan and the other one is in Courtney or Campbell River, somewhere up there. But Ahead of the Times has been around and with a couple of locations for a few years, and they've both got that with the multiple choice. So, right now, Anthony's team, the Chronic Causeway crew, has got a good little lead here. And we're halfway through getting into the challenge section. So, if we could get... if each team could get their book out, hopefully you got a pair of scissors. And if one member holds this up around the person rolling, then you can keep the wind away. Here's 2 papers, just in God forbid you need 2. But make sure you got a pipe out and ready too. So, okay, a couple of papers there to go. And you got your, okay, we both got, each team has got a grinder and 1 gram of pot, and it says, okay, so you can put the pot down on the book, but yeah, don't do anything else with it. So there's someone doing a cop check while we're having our joint rolling contest, that'd be nice. Gail? Oh, okay, yeah, we got a pinch hitter here. Gail, thank you very much. Well, too late. She picked her. Actually, Steve, could you just sort of keep an eye to make sure no police are sneaking up while we're having our joint rolling contest here? So for those who haven't seen before, these two teams here are actually about to roll a joint and smoke it for points. It's something that can only be done, as far as I'm concerned, in Victoria as part of our game, Reach for the Pot. Each team has an equal amount, 1 gram, and they've got a grinder and a paper, 1 1/4 inch, because a gram's a good amount to roll into one joint. So they're both going to start and roll it and smoke it, and the first one to finish gets 10 points. It's just that easy. So, with that, do both teams have it flat down? Oh, you're not supposed to be playing with it there. Hey, flat down, what's going on? Okay, so with that, I just give you guys a quick countdown to 3, and then away we go. 1, 2, 3. So, again, this is our tournament, Reach for the Pot. And most of the teams have been filled up for this year, but as you've seen tonight, if a contestant doesn't show up on time, you may have a chance to join a team early on in the quarterfinals. And this game will be going on hopefully here on the Inner Causeway for the next 6 weeks. And so please come and be entertained if you can't actually join. So, Odin's got it pretty much rolled here. Yeah, he's pretty much got her all in there too. The rest should get cleaned up and put in the pipe for the end there. If you could do that. So how are we going? Oh, okay. Oh, no, you're not supposed to smoke that till the end, you crazy. Yeah, no, you gotta smoke. Okay. Oh, we're having a bit of a glue problem over here. These papers are kind of old, so they're being a little tricky, I'm afraid. So, we got a light over here. So, the Fatty Boom Batty Chronic Blunsters are slightly ahead. Yeah, he's trying to smoke pot for points. Sorry about that. So, okay, yeah, we got this one's lit over here now too. And again, we've got a number of sponsors for this, and eventually all of these are being filmed to put up on the webpage, hempology.com. In a short time, you're going to get to see a game that was done before our tournament, and shortly after that, we hope to put up all the quarterfinals, and then certainly the semifinals and finals will be put up soon after that. We hope to eventually have all of our game shows, again, constantly put up on the internet with advertising, and also to have this game show played at various locations around Canada. Again, I'm not allowed in many other countries, so we'll stick with this one for a while. But definitely Vancouver and other locations would be great to have this kind of an event, and we're really looking forward to that. But this is the first ever tournament for Reach for the Pot, and the winners this year will be quite proud, I'm sure, of being the first ever winners in this contest. So
Odin drops the joint.
See, they're actually, how big is that? It's so small I can barely see it anymore. Oh, you might want to relight the side of that. Oh, okay, boy, they're sticking that one in the pipe already over there. Yeah, that's gotta get relit too. Holy cow. The judge has got to do something about running joints. I haven't figured that one out yet. But actually, why don't you just... Oh, that pipe's pretty small. Let's shove the rest of that in, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I don't... Okay. Yeah, they're smoking joints for points right now, sir. The first team to finish their joint gets 10 points. I think this team's ahead, though. They got it right in the pipe. 10 points, yeah? No, you're going to catch up. You're behind by 20, so this is really cutting the lead in half. You're ahead quite a bit. They got their pot in the pipe over here, but they're smoking 2 pipes. How did that happen? Okay. 10 points over here. 10 points over here. Nice try, guys. It was... No, you were winning anyway. You're done, right? Yeah. No, they just got desperate. You won out of desperation. No worries.
We just tossed the chair.
Oh, the optics didn't look good, man. The optics didn't look good. They were ahead of you guys anyway. Really, they did finish. So, yeah, 10 points over here. Okay, so yeah, the Batty Boom Batty Chronic Blunsters picked up the pace a little bit there, and now the difference is only 10 points halfway through Reach for the Pot. So I sort of almost missed a question here. Maybe I was a little anxious to get that far. But the next question then, for 20 full points, is what year did the United Nations get together to sign the Single Convention on Narcotics? This United Nations Convention is often referred to as tying Canada's hands, that they're not allowed to change the laws because they've signed on to this pact that essentially almost every country in the world has signed on to. And it's something that really slows us down from many of our changes to legalize cannabis. It's a convention we'd have to break out of. But there is an allowance for medical use in that, and it's something that we've actually used as activists to show that there is a medical exemption for cannabis and for medical need of drugs considered illegal. And so is either team going to take a guess before I give any hints? Okay, we got to guess over here. What year do you think it was, buddy? 1969. No, it was not 69. Nice try. Oh, shit. Okay, so you guys get a free guess over here for 20 points to take the lead. The question was, what year did the United Nations Single Convention on Narcotics get signed? What year? This is the only time the United Nations has gotten together to sign a convention on illegal drugs. So, yeah. 38. No. So, to give a hint, it was in the 60s. So obviously not 69. So it was 60 to 68. Oh, we got to guess over here. What year?
67.
67. No. So for 10 points, you guys can tie the game. It's not 67 or 69, but it was 1962. No, we're going to multiple choice. Was it? And these are your 4 guesses here. Was it 1960? Was it 61, 65, or 68? Keep it to yourselves if you think you know. But what year did the UN Single Convention on Narcotics get signed, thereby tying the hands of essentially every country in the world, with the exception of, I think, India's, but the only one that really didn't sign on to this. So each team gets a guess for 5 points here, and Anthony team's got the lead, so we'll get their answer. Both teams guessed 68, but it's actually 61. 1961. So it was close. But the game stays the same. We got 35 to 25. for the Chronic Causeway crew. So, there's another challenge question here. Both teams still got their book. Here's a pen. For your team. The challenge questions are worth 10 points, so this could either tie the game or put Anthony's team in a very good lead. But we're just going to jump right into it then. Oh wait, I didn't give you his paper. There you go.
Yeah, man.
So for 10 points, or 10 points goes to the team that can list the most cannabis publications that they know of. Not newsletters. Newsletters are not allowed. There's several groups like ours. We have Cannabis Digest. We got a new one. We'll have copies of it here next week when Todd and James are playing Robert Morris Stewart and hopefully Ray Jean. If anyone sees Ray Jean, actually, Ray Jean's son. What's his name again?
John Michael Kelly. Raise a
Are you going to see Ray Jean in the next week? Are you going to see Ray Jean in the next week? I really, really want him to come play the game next week. If you can ask him that. Okay. And by the way, John, you're playing next week. You're on James's team with Todd and others. So just so you know. Pardon? Yeah. So.
I got banned. No, 2 days ago. Yeah, I got banned from Monty's.
Again, the tournament for the most part is pretty much filled in with people, and if you show up on a week where somebody doesn't, and you know there's a couple fill-ins tonight, you may be lucky, but you got to be here. And I've already sort of signed up the teams beforehand, so I'm just gonna take it week by week at this point.
We go downstairs.
Magazines, not books, not publications, books. No, sorry. Yeah, magazines. Comics would be included, so it doesn't have to be a sort of a constant publication, but something that has issues produced of it, and so magazines would work. It's not just in Canada, we're talking anywhere in the world. Magazine whose focus is the cannabis culture. And it can be a past publication, it doesn't have to be a current publication, it can be out of print. But you can't pick an old name of a magazine and say that it's a different magazine from the same one with a new and different name. So if there is a magazine that's changed its name, then that's still only one publication. So, and we're not, this is in print. This is basically, magazines. Probably giving some of it away here. Oops. But, I guess just in terms of news and information, we've had a buyers club, sort of a sister group operating in Halifax now, officially for over 3 years, and it's operated relatively well. It's pretty small. John just works out of his house, and or doesn't even work out of his house because he has a wife and kids. He does deliveries mostly to about 50 people. And this January, I guess, when the weather was bad, one of his growers sent a pound in the bus, and unfortunately the RCMP, on a sort of routine with dogs, found this pound of marijuana. And when John found out, he went and actually gave his name to the police and tried to get the pot back. And that certainly wasn't successful in doing anything but getting John charged as well, except to say that it may have stopped the police from going and getting a warrant for the grower, because the grower actually put his name as a return address on this pound of pot, which is not something we advise you to do. I wish John would have asked me for a little bit more advice than he did, but it went down. And in fact, I just found out about this really yesterday, and John outed himself to the police. But again, because he went to the police and said this was for a compassion club, basically, it may have stopped them from going after the growers. So, he's in trouble. And in fact, after really 4 years or more of activism in Halifax, John, like me, has become really frustrated with the system. We want to fight the system and challenge it. And often the best and most convenient way to do that is in court. And so when he saw his friend, the grower, getting busted here and charged, he thought that he would throw his hat in and fight. And we've got a newspaper article here with the picture of him on the front page. And otherwise, out in Halifax now, the battle is again on, you could say. Unfortunately, we do expect these guys to be convicted. I think they were in court today, actually, in Halifax. But we don't expect serious punishment for it. We really, you know, for doing medical marijuana, even with a pound, it's not a hugely serious offense. We really hope that the government and the courts would see that, and a fine at the very most would be what John would face, if not just some community service work. So that's happening out in Halifax. If you want to find out more information about that, you should check out our webpage, hempology.com. We'll be posting that information and more as things progress. So I think I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm going to call time here on our two teams. So I'll grab the list from you. Grab the list from you.
I know I did.
In fact, that's the plan, is to get you really stoned and then ask you hard questions. So I'm glad to hear it works. You might want to grab your pipe before it gets kicked out. So, what's going on? Okay. Well, I gotta count anyway.
This is the same length as a regular skateboard.
So, this one is yours?
Yeah, look how cute the wheels are.
my other boy.
So, over here we got Odin's team with Cannabis Culture, High Times, Cannabis Health, Heads,
When I ride in the rain, they have no
Hemp
grip.
You guys see the
Horticulture.
preview for the new movie?
I've not seen that one. You guys just shooting in the dark for that?
Boys? Well, it's the actual
Wait.
movie, not like a
Okay, is that one yours then? Is that
Have you
one
ever
yours?
seen the movie Smash It? It was made back in the 80s.
Hemp Horticulture, fourth
And it was
one
about
down.
it was about Zen, but this is a movie about like Tony Alva.
Cannabis Digest
all the
and
fucking,
Medical Marijuana Journal. But with the digest, I said no newsletters. I said
it's a
publications,
movie
not
about them, like a
newsletters.
full length.
And Medical Marijuana Journal, I think you're shooting in the dark there too. Over here, we got Cannabis Health, Heads, High Times, Red Eye, Grow.
Fucking board like this with
You
Pro
guys see
Bennett
it
trucks,
there?
Pro Bennett stickers.
Motor one, okay, we got Grow. Okay,
Roll
we'll
done.
check that one out
Silk
later.
Snake
But
wheels on it.
we got Cannabis Culture, Fabulous Furry, Freak Brothers, Hemp Magazine. There's several hemp magazines. But
Did you? Yeah, dude.
at this point, you don't need them. You've already got more than the other team. So you guys got the 10 points there. Congratulations, Aquatic Causeway crew. It's 10 points. So yeah, I'm really happy that I covered this one book up. I got this other one, The Green Thumb. That's just recently printed out of Quebec, actually. And there's more that I could list as well, but that may be a trivia question in a future reach for the pot. I don't want to give up all the possible answers just yet, but there's lots of different pot magazines out there.
So much fun. Dude, it was great. It was awesome. But I'm going out this weekend. To go have a couple drinks with everybody from my band. Oh my god.
I'm sorry about all that. So,
I don't drink anymore, but... Oh, really? I mean, I'm betting on those. I need to find a bag for these.
Everything you're saying is just a little bit louder than what's
okay, let me think here. Yeah, that makes it a 20-point lead again. Like, we need to be reminded of that. Now we're on to the second page here. There's 3 questions left, so the game is still not out of anyone's hands just yet. Except mine, yeah, I don't got a chance. Tonight's next question is a legal question regarding the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I like asking questions about the Charter because it's a really important document. I'd probably be in jail without it, actually. So that's really important. I do have to admit, though, that last week, the first question, I had the wrong answer. For some reason, CBC Radio told me the Charter of Rights and Freedoms was brought into existence in 1984. I have to admit it was 1982, but luckily neither team actually guessed 1982, so I didn't tell anybody they were wrong when in fact they were right. But when the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms came into effect, they basically put most of the rights of the individual in sections 1 to 15. And tonight's question then, for 20 points, which section of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms says every individual is equal before and under the law and has the right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law without discrimination? Oh, here we got to guess here. Which section?
7.
7. No. I tell you what section 7 was, but that'll be another trivia question. So you guys get to hear the whole right before you guess. Again, between 1 and 15 and not 7. Is it without discrimination, and in particular, without discrimination based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental or physical disability?
That's better.
Number 1? No, it's not number 1 either. Well, it basically sums it all up, doesn't it? But number 1 is a lot more general and broad than that. This particular section has been brought up in a lot of different issues of late, not just the pot issue. Certainly the gay rights issue has relied heavily on this particular section of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And the pot movement, like myself, have tried to use this, but rather unsuccessfully. So again, the question for 10 points. Oh, Anthony's going to guess here. 10 points. What was it? 4. No, it's not section 4 either. So it's not 1, 4, or 7. I don't know how to give hints for this except to say you get one more guess for 10 points. So which one is it?
I'm over at Hempology. I'm still running
Section number
away.
10? No, I'm not sure what section 10 is, but that's not it. So I'll read it one more time because it's an important right. But every individual is equal before and under the law and has the right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law without discrimination, and in particular without discrimination based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental or physical disability. And your options are, let's see. Yeah, you guys guessed multiple choice stuff. Okay, is it section number 5, 9, 11, or 15? Talk amongst yourselves, don't let the other team hear. There's a 20-point difference right now in this game, so this 5 points could end up being quite big in the end. So, we want to find out which section of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms I just read. Is it 5, 9, 11, or 15? Okay, what's your...
Well, yeah, it's like, so that's
Okay, 15, he got it, just on a whim. He didn't think so, but it was section 15. Odin just picked up that 5 points, just creeping back in.
5 points.
Okay, so there's 2 questions left and only a 15-point difference here. It could come right down to the wire. And the next question here is about books. In fact, I gotta remember to cover up the answers more often. Tonight's question for 20 points, and this could be really big now. It's a really tough one. If you haven't read the book, you might not know. But who wrote the foreword to Chris Bennett's book, Sex, Drugs, Violence, and the Bible? Who wrote the foreword to this book right here? Sex, Drugs, Violence in the Bible. It's about the history of cannabis and Christianity, and how at one time the Garden of Eden, in all likelihood, had the cannabis plant as the tree of life in it, and otherwise, certainly. Sorry, I'm getting interrupted. But it's okay. I should be better at handling hecklers than that. The forward, I'll give some hints if nobody's going to guess for 20. Who was it?
Hillary Black.
Hillary Black. No, good guess. But it was not Hillary Black, the founder of the BC Compassion Club. So you could use the 20 points. It's a free guess over here for 20 points. Do you have any idea who wrote the foreword to Chris Bennett's book, Sex, Drugs, Violence in the Bible?
Chris Black.
I don't think I got down to the answer. It said the name.
I would take first or last name. Neil. Neil co-wrote the book with him. That is very good. But I said who wrote the foreword. The person who wrote the foreword is actually a very well-known activist. He's been on the board of directors for NORML, the National Organization for Reform of Marijuana Laws down in the United States. He has also been, and sometimes even still is, a host for the Marijuana News on Pot TV, and has been a regular contributor to Mark Emery's group on and off for over the years. So if nobody's going to take a stab at it for 10, I'm going to go to multiple choice here.
Yeah, they're like, hold on. One of the guys like pulls it out.
Okay. First or last name I'll take with this one. No, I'm afraid it's not David Melville Levine. A very, very good friend of Chris Bennett, mentioned in the credits. In fact, well, I'm going to give up some trivia questions if I keep talking. So, you guys going to have a guess? No guess. Okay, multiple choice then for 5 points. Is it Richard Cowan? Is it Steve Cubby? Is it Rene Bourget? Or is it Ed Rosenthal? Who wrote the foreword to Chris Bennett's book, Sex, Drugs, Violence in the Bible? Is it Richard Cowan, Steve Cubby, Rene Bourget, or Ed Rosenthal? Both get a guess. I'll take your guys' guess first because these guys are trying to catch up. So which is it? No pressure here. There's not a lot of time, but there's just no pressure. Steve Cubby. They both guessed Steve Cubby, who has done Pot TV in the news, but it was Richard Cowan. Richard Cowan. So Dick Cowan, as he's often known as well. So yeah, he's been involved in the movement for well over 30 years in the United States and stuff like that. But if you don't watch Pot TV a lot, you might not know that. So we're down to the last question. I gotta go get a prop here, excuse me.
We heard that.
And with only a 15-point difference between the two teams here, this could be the game. Or will be the game, one way or another. There's no possibility of tying. So, for 20 points, how much do these hemp waffles cost at the market today? Within 25 cents. So there's a 50 cents leeway there. But how much do these hemp waffles cost? For 20 points, this could be the game. How much do they cost?
$4.69.
$4.69. No, that's not it.
You were 1 cent off.
Thanks for trying, Odin. Thanks for trying, man. You guys get a free guess over here. What do you think?
$3.99.
$3.99. No, it's not $3.99 either. So these hemp waffles contain hemp seed and Apart from adding a rich, nutty taste, hemp seeds are very nutritious. Not only are they one of the richest sources of essential fatty acids, containing both lionic omega-6 acid and alpha-lionic acid omega-3. Secondly, hemp protein is very high quality. 25% of the seed is protein, which is comprised of all 9 essential amino acids. And are you worried about hemp's infamous THC content? Don't be, because the seed's hull is completely removed during processing, the seeds containing virtually no THC, which is why you don't have to pay a lot for them. So, we still, for 10 points, there's still guesses. I'll take, it's not $3.99 or $4.69. You get 25 cents leeway on the guess. There's 6 in the box. Is it? Oh, I hit him a lot. No. There's 8 in the box. Let me think. It doesn't say there, but I know there's 8. Yeah, 8 toaster waffles. There it says. I just can't read. So, are we gonna get one more guess? Okay. What is it over here?
$3.49.
$3.49. That's it exactly. You guys got it there. So coming through again at the end. Thanks again to all of our contestants. Odin here is going to be crushed, I'm afraid. So any support that people can give to Odin over the next little while would be really, really good, because he's such a really good guy and he's supported me in over all of these years. And really, it sucks that anyone has to lose, and that there's only 4 people that are going to win in this tournament. But we've got really, 8 very strong and competitive teams here. And next week's match features our lawyer, Robert Morris Stewart, against James from the Cannabis Buyers Club. And they have certainly teams behind them, supporting them as well. If you've already put your name up for the contest, come talk to me later. I think I've told most of the contestants about next week already. But the quarterfinals are now halfway done. I'd just like to say thank you very much for trying here. The chronic bomb batty. No, I'll never get it right. I know. I'm just stupid. Chronic fatty. Bomb batty. Chronic. No. Bomb batty. My brain just doesn't work that way. Okay, you're saying one last time.
Maybe if you won, Odin.
Batty, boom, batty, chronic blunsters just lost, alright?
But they'll be back again next year. So one last round of applause, please, for team. And congratulations to Anthony and his team over here. So here, pass papers there. Thank you. There you go. Here, Judge, pass papers there. There you go. No, it's for the contestants. Nice try. Yeah, we're not that rich. So again, thanks to all of our contestants, and good luck to everybody that's involved in our tournament here. Oops, reach for the pod. Trouble tonight. We'll be here back again next Wednesday night for our game show. And other than that, I'm just going to sort of wrap it up here with our 42 seconds of silence, if you don't mind. And that is, we at Hempology have 42 seconds of silence each and every week at our gatherings out of respect for the victims of the war on drugs, in particular those who have lost part or all of their life in jail. And our one friend, Chris Boyers, who got busted in Winnipeg growing for a compassion club, has just got out recently. So luckily, to my knowledge, no one in Canada has been is in jail for medical marijuana right now. But that doesn't mean that I and others may not be next week or tomorrow even. And because many others are for recreational purposes, which is something that certainly needs to be legal as well, we have this 42 seconds of silence out of respect for them. And if please everyone could join us, then I'll give you a countdown of 3, and we'll have our 42 seconds of silence for the victims of this war. And that will start then in 3, 2, 1. Right on. Thank you very much. Hope you were entertained by the show as much as I was again, and look forward to seeing you all back here next week. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night. Smoke them if you're gone.